Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, doing good. What about you?
Doing good, thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay, so guys, yesterday I have explained for Karthik, just for you. If you have any doubt anytime regarding to this communication, the English, you can let me know. I will tell you in the Hindi. We can discuss on that time. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay.
don't carry the doubt. Same time you can ask me. Okay. So I will explain you in the Hindi. It's not an issue. Okay. Okay. So guys, give me a minute. Guys, today we'll do about the architecture part. Okay. As per your syllabus, as per your course content, we have the tier 2 architecture and tier 3 architecture. Okay. It's the Cisco recommended. But one question to you guys, before going to the architecture, it's only the theory, but we need to know why we are using. What is the benefit of this architecture part? On which condition we need to utilize this scenario? Can anyone let me know?
Yeah, sure. So
Yes.
for the tier 2 architecture, we are just going to connect the access layer, and in the behind we are using the core, or you can say that the core is combination of the distribution layer. So both function is doing by the one switches, the core and distribution. And in the user side, we are using the access layer, and then in the top side, we are using the WAN router.
Okay.
This is this is used for the small network, a small office network. But if you are talking about the enterprise network, then we are considering in the 3-tier architecture, where we are using the access layer, distribution layer, and the core. And on
Okay.
top of that, we are using the WAN devices.
Okay, very good.
So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. But before going to the architecture, so we need to do a study of this site. Suppose for an example, okay, I'm giving you just one example. Suppose someone come to you and you are the network admin of that site. Okay. Suppose you are the network admin of any company AVC, and that AVC company has multiple site. They have the multiple remote site. Okay, DC is there and remote site is there. So as you are the only L2 and L3 engineer, they will give you a study about the remote site. That is a small site. As of now, they will not give you the study purpose about the data center. It's something different, neither in the SEA environment. Okay, that is something different. But for the remote site, everyone is aware about the what is the remote site? What is remote site?
Yeah, we can say the branch or spoke site.
Yes, it's the branch of the spoke site. Okay.
Yeah.
So for that, we need to do a study part. Okay. Suppose maybe they will come to you. They are asking that we have a completely new site. Okay. Completely. Just a minute. There are two scenarios. Maybe I need to deploy a new site, or they have the current study, current site, and they need some kind of modification. Maybe due to the increase of the user, maybe due to the increase of the Wi-Fi devices, anything. Okay, they needs the modification. So for this, actually, we need to do a study. Okay, for this study purpose, if anyone is working on the L2, L3, and they are working on the means project level team, not the support team. If anyone is working on the project team, they are aware about this part. Okay. So what that time you need to do? So you need to do the study. For the study, this thing is quite important. You need to do a port basis study. First of all, you need to know for the remote site, what is the current architecture on their site. Okay. Right now, many sites, they are migrated into the SD-WAN. Suppose this is their SD-WAN device. Okay. They will implement the new SD-WAN device. They will put the internet link there, anything. Just I'm giving you a very basic example here. Then your SD-WAN is connected to your core switch. Okay. Maybe it's in stack. Okay. Maybe it's in the stack, maybe a standalone switch. It's up to the budget of the site. Okay. Then from this switch, this is very simple site, not the 3-tier, it's the 2-tier. Okay. So then you can connect your user access switch here. Maybe these are in stack, maybe these are single switch, maybe only one access layer switch. It's completely about the site budget. Okay. But randomly, you cannot give any kind of study to the site team. You cannot give randomly. First of all, you need to do some kind of study. For the study, what you need to do? First of all, it's quite important. We need to know how many LAN users I have. And how many Wi-Fi users I have. This is the very basic part. Okay, because on a standard company, what they are using, LAN users are different. Means LAN subnet, they are using the different subnet. And for the Wi-Fi, they have the different subnet. Okay. So you need to know how many users there. Okay. And how many Wi-Fi users mandatorily they need how many access point and how many users are there LAN user, Wi-Fi users. Before going to the study part, you need to collect all the things. Okay. Sometimes what happened, site team provide you all the information. And these informations are very correct when they have the technical engineer on their site. When they have the tech engineer. But for an example, they don't have any kind of tech engineer on their side. They have completely rely on, suppose I'm working on any company ABC. They are completely rely on me only. They don't know because I am managing through my TechX is working. I have the remote access of their switch. They will directly tell me that you need to do the study. I cannot tell you how many users I have. It's up to you. Okay. So then that time only one app, I have one condition. Okay. Suppose that is the current site, they want to just do a modification, maybe increase or maybe in the decrease. Suppose they have multiple 3850 switch or 2960, not X, normal 2960, which are obsolete. They want to replace this obsolete switch with the new switch, some kind of obsolescence project. Okay, new switch. Because these devices are outdated, I need to install a new switch here. Okay. So on that condition, what I need to do, I need to go their switch. Okay. If first of all, I need to check what is the uptime of their switch. Each and every switch. What is the uptime of the switch? You know, guys, what is the uptime? Means since how many days this switch is being up. Okay. Suppose this switch is being up greater than 3 months. Then this will be very good for me. Because on a standard architecture level study, we are thinking that not more than 3 months, any user will be on the leave. Okay. In extreme condition, so maybe someone in the 6 months leave, but 99% of time, if it is more than 3 months, that user is not logging into that port. Okay. So then that time will count. This is not in use. Okay. To get this idea, suppose in the CCNA, if you will put this command, suppose I have a fast Ethernet, gig Ethernet, any port. Can anyone let me know, guys, what are the output you will see here through this command? This is the very basic command for a study, means L2 level study. What output you will see here?
Okay, what is the command you were saying? The
So
then
interface, then any
and then
interface
fast
ID.
it.
Any
Then it will.
ID.
Yeah, any ID means it will filter the specific interface.
What the output will be so any 2-3
Yeah,
line, can you tell me?
it will show the fast Ethernet port, including their port information like the IP address, subnet mask, and the port
IP
details
address?
about that. If IP address is configured, if it is not, then it is the not showing anything.
Okay. Yes. In the switch level, I am asking.
Yeah. It will
Okay.
show the same information. Yeah.
Yes. Then another
If it is a
information.
another information is the port is up or down. That information we
Okay.
can get.
Okay. More information. If you will guys, you can check that one more thing I want to say here. You can see what is the last input. Last input. If you have the virtual or you have the physical device, okay, you can just log into that port and you can see from which it's the
Okay.
last input. Okay, that is the main thing for a network architecture.
Means
So
the packet is coming here or not, right? That we need to
yes,
identify.
since how many days? Suppose it
Since
is
how many days?
15 week. 15 week means it's more than 3 months. Sorry, more than 3 months. Yes. Okay. So on that condition, we need to count this port as the inactive. Okay. So accordingly, we need to prepare how many ports they are using on the current scenario. And accordingly, when they will buy, suppose 9200 at least. So you don't waste their money unnecessarily. Suppose you have suppose for an example, 100 users. After your study, you will find they have the 100 users. Okay. So it's recommended 20 to 30% we need to give the increase. It's recommended, but again, it's the site team decide. Suppose they know that after the 3 months, then again 50 users will come to that site. So then that condition, they will suggest you, please provide instead of 120, please provide us 150 ports. Okay. Accordingly, you need to do the study. This is the reason we need to know the architecture part. If I will directly tell you what is the tier 2, tier 3, you cannot understand what is the reason behind it. Why you need the architecture part. This is mainly for the study part. Okay. Guys, still now any doubt, please let me know. Else I will go to the next.
Hello.
Yes. Tell me, who is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, this is Ramesh.
Yes.
Can you please execute? Can you please show me? Just open one switch and show me that show interface and
Guys,
fastest.
that thing I will show you in the lab. When I will do the lab, I will show you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let me complete this architecture. Actually, this is a theoretical part. Okay, let me complete. Then when I will go to the lab, I will show this. Okay. Thank you. Any other guys? Any doubt? Else I move. Please let me know. Okay, I am going to delete this one. Okay. Now guys, suppose you did complete your study. Let me explain this production environment things first. This is the real life example. Okay, let me complete this part. Then I will go to your syllabus theory. You did the study. Okay. Suppose you found that you need to provide, for an example, 9500 switch for the core, not the Nexus cut list. Okay. Then for an example, 9200 again catalyst for the access. Very small example I am giving. Suppose this is my 9500. You guys quite aware about the part, the 9500, they don't have the stack. They have the SVL technology. Switch virtual lane. And the mandatory thing is, if anyone will ask you, if you will write in the resume that I did the architecture level part and something written that I did work on the 9500, most probably you will get the answer how 9500 will work. It's the normal stack, the black cable, or how it will work. If it is not working in the stack cable, then how it will work? It is working in the front panel, you connect 3 port, okay? And this is 10 gig is mandatory. One domain we need to put. Okay, 10 gig SFP is mandatory here. That is known as the SVL technology. But 9200, that is the normal stack. Okay, suppose this is my 9500 and suppose 9200 I have given here. Okay. This is your diagram. And now, suppose today is Sunday and Monday you have the presentation with the client. So guys, how will go to the in front of the client? Is it a good idea? This type of diagram, suppose I will prepare on this any kind of paint or anything like this. So is it a good idea to represent this type of things in front of a client?
No, sir.
So for that, what we need to do? Anyone, any idea? In the corporate level, what we are using for the architecture, for the diagram, what is you are using?
Mm,
See, we have to use the Visio, or
Yes,
we
very
need to
good.
present, or we need to present in the PPT.
Yes. First, you need to prepare a diagram in the Microsoft Visio. Okay.
Visio, yeah.
And Microsoft Visio, guys, whenever you will work on the project table, you will see this point in the practical level, the real example. Stencil we have. Suppose you are 9200, I have the stencil, means I have the duplicate diagram. 9500, I have the stencil. From the Cisco site, you can easily download this stencil for each and every Cisco devices. Okay. That in the Microsoft Visio diagram, you should prepare a very clear diagram. And after that, whatever you did the study, we need to put in a presentation format, okay, including this Visio diagram. Then you need to go to the client. Now it's meeting with the client, okay, whether they will agree, whether they will not agree. You have given 9500, this switch is costly. 9200 you have given. Suppose on this condition, they have only 30 users. You have given a very good architecture for them. It's not out, completely redundancy you have given. But we cannot follow every time, we cannot follow 2-tier architecture or 3-tier architecture. It's not possible because suppose 30 users, how much cost they need to invest here? Again, access point will be there. Again, if central WLC or your local WLC will be there. So for 30 users, it's not possible to do this type of things. Okay. So then the meeting will be going on. Then you need to decide which one I can. Suppose I have the SD1. Maybe they will ask you directly from the SD1, please connect two switch, stack up two switch 9200. I have this much of budget. Okay. Then these two you can put on the stack. User distribution switch. This thing you can, they will refer you. Okay. They will ask you to do this type of diagram because for this I have the budget. I don't have the budget. Okay. So why I am telling you this, guys, if I will only tell you what is the 2-tier, what is the 3-tier, every time it is not working in our real environment. Okay. You need to know how actually we'll proceed before going to any kind of architecture part. Okay. Now it's finished. Microsoft Visio is finished. Stencil is finished. You prepare the diagram. Suppose either this one or this one. Anyone is, they have told you, you will go for this one or this one. Okay. Now they have two options. Maybe they will ask you, just will purchase some device. Suppose this two device we will purchase. Okay. From the Cisco site. Could you please help us? Maybe second option, they will directly, a lot of sites, they have the direct vendor. Okay. So they will approach their vendor and they will buy all the devices from their vendor only. Okay. But what you will do, suppose one condition, they will tell you, please prepare a bomb for us. This is another part of the architecture. It's not in part of the syllabus, but you need to know for the resume. So what is the bomb? Anyone, any idea about this part?
Yeah, this is the bill of material in which we have to specify the device specification, means how many ports we needed to purchase the box and what is the model number, each and every details, and the quantity
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Yes. Very good. So any guys, everyone is clear about this part, or I will show you bill of material, how we need to retrieve the bill of material. Everyone is aware about this part, how we can get this bill of material from the Cisco site, or I will show you. Tell me. Let me show you, guys. Okay. Before going to this question, guys, someone told me that the bill of material. Okay. Explained very well. Thank you for him. But suppose in this condition, on which condition I can provide, suppose 93 24T and 9324P. These things you should know. All this is not part of the syllabus, but these are the basic things you need to know. What is this? And suppose
What is the last notification? 24T and this
T,
then
P.
T. It is the 10 gig ports, right?
No, 9224P. Sometimes when I will write 4x, then it will be 410G. But
Okay.
what is this P and what is this T?
T the 25.
No, not 20. It is
Oh,
the
okay.
930024P. Means it is the PoE
24
port.
port. PoE. Okay,
It's-
got it.
Yes.
Power over Ethernet.
Yes. Very good. Excellent. So it's the P port means PoE. That thing also you need to decide before going to the study, before you will provide the bill of material to them. Suppose for an example.
And what is the T notification here? This is for the
non-PoE.
non-PoE means it is only the Ethernet port, right?
Ethernet port. Yes.
Okay.
But guys, be careful while doing the study. Multiple times you need to check why I am telling these things. Because a lot of escalation you need to face in this condition. Why? Suppose you have given 93 2040 cross 2. Cross 2 means 2 switches. Okay. And your study is not quite good because they have connected some 9120 access point. And they thought, site team thought, you are a champion. Further, as a network admin, you are working. And blindly, they have ordered these switches from the Cisco. And today is their implementation day. And they have opened unboxing this brand new switch. And they have put and trying to connect their access point. But access point is not getting up. You know, guys, what is the PoE port? Means power over Ethernet. From this port only, they will get the power. Like the access point. Okay. Suppose a lot of access point right now in the nowadays we are not using for the access point external power injector. We have the option external power injector, but site has the P port means PoE port. Why they will use the external power injector? Think you have given 9324T into 2. Okay, and they have unboxing. Now they have suppose 5 access point. And they don't have the external power injector. It's not their fault because they will not bring the external power injector because they are thinking that from the switch it will get the IP and they are the non-technical guys. And you are providing them the 2040. What will be the sin then on that condition? Either they will get a very big escalation on you, maybe some penalty will get. If on some condition, on a compromise mode, they will bring some external power injector, but this condition is 2%. You 98% time, you will get a very big escalation. Okay.
Yes. Because in that case, it will increase the cost of the organization.
Yes. Power injector is not means its price is very less. But client is a network engineer who are working in the industry since a lot of times. Everyone is seeing client, their main motto is put the escalation. If they will put one escalation on you, they thought they will be very happy on that condition. They did a lot of things with the one escalation. Okay. So during this architecture part, why I am explaining all this part from the beginning to the end, because if anyone will get a chance to want on a very small project, directly will not get on the architect level. You need to work on the L2, L3, some project team, basic project like this type of small project, then only will work on the big project. But while doing the study, so please check these things properly. How many access point I have? How many IP phone I have? How many exotic device I have? Exotic device means suppose you have the printer, suppose you have SEC, suppose you have some badging device, suppose you have some IoT, suppose you have some Ether panel. These are some basic networking device. Okay. This type of things you need to clearly identify and you need to know whether they are getting power through the external power injected or through this PoE port. Then accordingly, we need to recommend it which switch will be suit for them. Okay, so be careful on this part. Okay, let me go to the Cisco side right now. So guys, this part is clear so that I can remove this part.
Yeah, it's clear.
Everyone, every other people, no one is telling anything. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So first, this is my Cisco site, cisco.com. You need to go to the how to buy. Okay. Then you will get a chance log into the Cisco e-commerce site. Okay. So anyone till now did did this part on your company real life? I think someone did who told this one bomb. Who told this one? How to prepare the bomb? Sanjay, you told? Or who told this part?
Yes.
Okay.
I did already.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So guys, all other people, please see actually how you need to create. You need to go to the estimate. Okay. You need to go to the create estimate. Here you can type. Suppose 9300 24 you can see this is for the license part, means E is for the essential license part and it's the advantage license part. This is the DNA. Okay. So 9300, suppose I want to put 29300. Okay, I can put it here too. Very basic I am giving how to prepare. And whatever the cost you will get, Cisco will provide you the 60% off. Means you will get a price of 60%, means discount price. Okay. Then you will go to the edit option. Whatever things you want to include, you can include it here. Your stack cable, what is the DNA license you want to put, whether you recommended it's 5 years for the core. So if you want to put in the 3 years, you can change it here. And what is the power cable? For every country, they have the different. Okay. So you need to put the region here. Suppose you are working on for the providing for the France region, you need to put it here for the France. Okay. Then you need to put what is the stack cable. This part you need to check with your local IT. Okay, how much the distance of the stack cable that you got? Maybe 50 cm, 1 meter, 1.5 meter. Accordingly, you need to select. Then you need to put that done. Maybe export via email. Let me download it here. Okay. Something you will see in this way. After you will prepare this one, the most important thing is one more thing in the real environment people are facing. This is also, let me highlight. You need to check who will provide the service. Sometimes the site team, what they did, they have some third-party vendor. They will get the support of this device from that party only. Suppose ABC. They will get this device support from this ABC only. Okay, on that condition, what they will do, they will pay for them also. They will, if I will not remove this from here, means the support who will give, then again I need to pay something to the Cisco. So then that time the site team need to bear 2-time loss. These things you need to check whether they want to get the support from the Cisco or they have the third-party vendor. Accordingly, you will provide this type of bill material. Okay. Once you will prepare this bill of material, you need to represent on a with the VGO diagram, we need to represent on the presentation. Then you will go for the meeting. You can explain all the things. This is how we are working on the real life for the architecture part. Guys, clear? Clear? This part is clear, so that I will come to the completely theory.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. So already we have discussed, we have the two-tier architecture. That is standard architecture. That is the standard one. That is Cisco standard. But whatever I told you, that is not the standard. That is purely depend on the budget. What I told you, sometimes I need to take only the user distribution switch, only 2 switches. And sometimes I need to take 29500 and one 9200. That is completely on the budget. But what Cisco is recommending? Cisco is recommending completely this one for the 3-tier. We have the complete core, and then we have the distribution. We will not put all the load to the core directly. Then we have the access layer. And here your end device will be connected. These are my end device. This is the Cisco recommended architecture, guys. Maybe here you will take, suppose I'm switching part, I am telling 95 you can take here and 93 you can take here, at least not the data center part, not the access. And here you can take 9200. Okay. Before coming to that part, you can see everyone, this is the core distribution and access. It's completely different. We have that 3-tier architecture. But you can see, guys, everyone has the redundancy with each other. Here we have the redundancy. 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 And they are connecting through the PO. Okay. Same thing here. You guys know this part. What is the PO? Means what is the port channel, you know, guys? Although
Yes.
these things, yes, these things in the Encore, we have this part.
Yeah.
LSCP, PSGV, we have.
We are doing the bundling, right?
Yes. So LSCP, PSGP will do in the class, but this is through the port channel they are getting connected. But if this is the 9500, this is not the port channel, this is the SPR. Okay. So this is the tier 3 architecture. But what is, again, we have one more architecture is here. That is known as the collapsed core architecture. Anyone idea? Anyone have any idea what is the collapsed core? Mixing these two into one. Let me show you this part, guys. You can see I am mixing both my core and distribution into one. What I have told you, if you are able to remember, before couple of minutes ago only I told you, sorry. Before couple of minutes ago only I told you I have taken 29500 and 29200 and they are through the pure. Something I have mixed my core and the distribution into one. That is known as the collapsed core architecture. That is to reduce my budget. Suppose I don't have so much budget. So I want to reduce my budget. I have very small number of users, only 100 users. I cannot go to the tier 3 architecture. I don't have so much money. Okay. So on that condition, we need to use the collapsed core. This is the basic Cisco recommended architecture. But if you want, suppose 10 users, what you will do? Directly from the router or from the SD1 device, you will connect only one device, 24/4. Okay. Neither this is 3-tier, neither 2-tier, neither this is collapsed core. Only for the 10 users. So as an architecture, you need to know on which condition, which diagram I need to provide to the client. Karthik, this part is clear to you or any doubt, please let me know.
Sir, what is advantage or disadvantage in 2-tier and 3-tier diagram?
you can see here I have the completely distribution is different. That is not I am giving completely load on my core architecture. But here, what is the collapsed core? That is I am combining into one. So completely load will be my only one switch stack up to. Here I am segregating completely.
So what kind of the switch we can recommend in the collapse 9500?
It's
Or-
completely depend on the budget. If you have some very good budget, you can provide 9500 because right now generally people are using the 95C.
95C.
Yes,
Okay.
that is a very
So
good
this
technology.
9500 can be used as a core as well as the distribution. Both is in same, right?
Yes, 95 you can use the core, 95 you can use the distribution, but generally suppose you will go to the enterprise level, they are using this side. Okay, this type of architecture.
Three
Yes,
tier.
yes, but for the remote, don't have so much budget because to buy this type of 9500 two switches also it's very difficult.
Yeah, that is a
Okay.
cost effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then that time a lot of time what we have we did. So we have given the 9200 only. 9200, put them in stack. They have the redundancy. That's it. Suppose you have
Right.
only 30 users and or 40 users. Suppose I am giving 48p 9200. Two. We have 96 watt. Through the stack I have the redundancy. Okay, 96 watt. Through the stack, I have the redundancy. So why then that time they want to waste a lot of money due to the only for the 40-50 users? Got it? Got it, guys?
Yes.
Okay, Karthik, clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now, something we need to know is we are doing this architecture level part. Okay, some things we need to know about the spine leaf design. Okay. Spine leaf design, we'll do this. Okay, what is the spine leaf design? Okay, anyone, any idea about have you heard this terminology spine and leaf?
Yeah, mostly it is using an ACI technology, right? Spine and leaf.
Application centric infrastructure. Okay.
Yes.
And a DC.
Yeah, in DC environment.
Yes. DC, we have two type of DC. We have the legacy also. What is the legacy network, guys? The old network. Okay. Suppose we have the Nexus 2, Nexus 3 is they are in the VPC. Okay. So Nexus switches, we are put them in the VPC. If anyone is working on the DC technology, they know about this part, VPC. Virtual port channel. Okay. So on the Nexus, we will put them the VPC. So we have the redundancy through that means suppose two Nexus I have put here. Okay. Through the VPC. Again, I have put the two distribution. Then some suppose nodes I am connecting here to here directly. Or some the storage SAN are connected there. Okay. Some any kind of NetApp devices are connected, the cassettes are connected. So what this they are using the legacy data center where your normal Nexus will be there, normal command will work, the Nexus command. Okay. But what is ACI? Application and centric infrastructure. It is completely like we have the SDN technology. Software defined network. Okay. In software defined network, guys, we have three parts. Can anyone let me know what are the three parts under the SDN software defined network?
SD-WAN, SD-LAN.
Okay, SD1 is there. That is for the
Yeah.
WAN
part, and SD-LAN you can say the DNAC.
DNAC.
And third one is maybe I'm not sure. It is for the ACI.
That is for the ACI.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay. So everyone is aware about this part because SD1 is quite common right now. Okay. So everyone is aware about this. What is the use of the SD1? Okay. But a lot of people, I think they are not aware about this part. What is the DNAC? DNAC is the Cisco Digital Network Architecture Center. Okay. That is the DNAC. And what is the purpose of the DNAC? To mainly it is for the one device, and this is for the LAN device. Through the centralized control, we have the DNAC. Through this DNAC, we have the GUI. Through the GUI, I can manage all my LAN devices, whether it may be switches, whether may be the IP, whether may be the local WLC or central WLC. Everything I can manage. And the most important thing, from the DNAC can directly upgrade the image of the switch WLC through the gold image. Okay, directly I can upgrade. And right now, 98%, 95% company are moving into the SD1. But within the next 3 to 4 years, what is the situation in the right now in the market in the SD1? You will see, guys, every company will move into the DNAC. Okay, within next 3 to 4 years. It's not like 5 years. Within 3 years, because a lot of company I have seen, they are moving into the DNAC. Okay, so same thing. DNAC also, they have the fabric part. First fabric discovery will be there. For this, ICE knowledge should be there. For the DNAC, we will implement the DNAC. Some basic ICE knowledge should be there, because DNAC will be authenticated directly from the ICE only. Okay. And the same thing, this is for the LAN part. Now this is for the same thing for the ACI, application centric infrastructure, the DC part. Whatever I have given you, this is minimum 2 spine switches we require, minimum. Okay, so I have given 3, and you can see this is the 9500 is recommended. It's not C, it's JC Nexus. And this one is recommended is 9300. Recommended. I am not telling mandatory. If you don't have the money, you can put the spine switches also 9300, but that time it is known as the baby spine.
But now in the production environment, which kind of the model we are using?
95.
9500.
95.
So it is a chassis, right? Means in
Chassis,
one chassis
Nexus.
we are creating the virtual environment, right?
Yes. First, here you don't need to do anything. It will be the automatically fabric discovery process.
Sorry, could you please repeat what I'm saying?
Here you don't need to do anything. Once you will connect the fabric, actually whenever you will do the ACI part, that time we have a technology that is known as the fabric discovery.
Okay. So how the discovery is working?
Here my epic will be there. Okay, this is the epic. Epics will be installed on a, this is a software that will be installed on a C series server. Okay, this is a software that will be installed on a C series server. Okay, so once you will connect, okay, we have the serial number and we have the model number. We should have the ready. And VLAN pool is already assigned, a very big pool, maybe 16 generally we are assigning. Once you will connect on the spine leaf architecture, they will identify who will my spine, who will my leaf through the fabric discovery process. How the fabric discovery process will work, that is completely in the data center part. But this technology, through the fabric discovery part, they will discover the leaf switches and they will discover your spine switches. But 3 epic is...
Suppose that if I have a one chassis in which we have created the 3 to 4 instances of the 9500 series switches, right? That is basically work as a spine switches, right? When we are going to connect the any leaf, right? So is there any minimum configuration is needed in the spine switches?
Yes.
Okay.
For minimum,
so what is the minimum
VLAN,
configuration?
Yes, VLAN pool. That is the thing I told you, that in the DC you will know we should have first, they should get the IP.
Yes.
And through the pool, not the static IP, pool will be declared in the DSCP. Okay.
Oh, so it will dynamically assign the IP address.
Yes. This part.
There is a VXLAN concept is here, right?
VXLAN is different. To communicate to DC.
Okay.
To communicate to DC over L3. Okay. This is L3. This is my DC. This is my DC. DC1, DC2. Through this.
Okay.
Maybe
one is the primary and one is the DR, right?
Yes, DR. EVGP VPN, I have the technology, or PM, I have the technology. Right now, no one is using the PM. EVGP VPN is there. Okay.
Okay, got it. EVPN,
okay.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is the data center part. But this guy, for you as the anchor person, just need to know for the ACI, we should have Right, means in the SCI there is miscoupling concept is there. Nothing like the STP. Right now we are working on the STP. There is some the miscoupling concept. MCP concept is working here in the SCI technology. That is the different thing when we go to the data center part. That thing you will know that time completely. Okay, but for the data center part, we have this type of technology, and that is known as the SCI, application centric infrastructure. Okay, so guys, any doubt till now?
No.
That is show on the three-tier architecture again, sir, for the picture.
Which diagram?
Three-tier architecture. Okay. Are we going to have the lab for the three-tier architecture?
No. This is the theory.
So if you don't mind, can I ask question on that side? If you don't mind, sir?
Yes.
So in core distribution layer over there, right? So our L3 VLAN will be existing in our distribution layer or core layers?
Core layer will create.
Okay. So what is the main aspect of distribution layer? I can understand it's been reduced the resource load of core layer. I can understand that. And how do we? It's just a kind of another switch, right? Layer of switch over that access layer, right, sir?
Yes. Tell me again.
I mean, the distribution layer is just another layer of over the access layer, right? To reduce the load, right, from the core, right? So over the more than that, what is that aspect we are using that distribution layer? So?
This is the boundary. Sometimes it's the boundary in between your core layers, the routing part. Means sometimes it's your boundary part. Mainly this is redistributing your load, and core boundary it is working. Means boundary between your access layer and the core layer for the distribution layer switches.
Yeah, what I'm asking, in my infrastructure right now, we are in our office, we are using core and access layer only, because we don't need any distribution layer over there. Okay. For an example, I'm just using a distribution layer for any other client for that, for any if it needs. Okay. What could be that main configuration I'll be using on the distribution layer?
Yes, distribution layers, whatever the SVI you need to create, you need to put the IP. Or suppose you want to put the L3 port, you need to put the IP. But if in the distribution switch, suppose core routing is there. Suppose I want to put any kind of SEL, any kind of filtering. Okay, any kind of summarization. Except the core routing. Core routing will be here only. Any other things you can put it here.
Can you have any other sample configuration of this architecture?
No, it's the tier 3 architecture only. No sample configuration. This is the standard diagram.
Yeah, I can understand that. If I saw the configuration, means it would be easy to understand what is the accept main aspect of the
This is the standard. What type of diagram you need more?
I mean,
because
not
this is
diagram, not diagram. For an example, in core layer, what commonly we use for that?
Yes, I told you. Suppose core routing you are doing here only. Okay. But suppose you want to do, I already told you, if you are remember, in the OSPF, I did a lot of filtering. I did a lot of summarization. I did a SEL. I did a PBR. If you are able to remember in the NRC, that thing you can completely do it here. For this, I cannot put the load on my core routing, core switch.
For that L3 DB will be existing on the core layer or a distribution layer for that user?
This L3 here will be exist, but your core routing SVI will be created here only. Okay. Two interface same IP we cannot create.
I can understand that, but while I'm creating a ACL for that, if I'm creating on ACL, I'm just putting in a route, interface on that for any, whether it has to be inbound or outbound. Okay, it should be on that core layer only, like, because my SVI are existing in core layer only, like.
For the SVI, not only every time you are using for the SVI, for the SCL, we are not using for the SVI.
I'm just saying example for that, for my understanding.
Yes. Multiple things SCL we can create. Suppose you want to put it here, some traffic from here to here, they will not follow this path. Okay. For them, I will want to block something. Suppose I don't have this layer. I definitely need to create it here for them, for the SCL part. But generally, if your enterprise is very big, your company is very big, it's an enterprise company, you will get this one. But 90% time, if you will get the small, you will get the collapsed core.
Basically, Manas, we are going to use this type of architecture to reduce the load on the core switches, right?
Yes.
Only the routing part we are taking care on the core switches, and each and every configuration we are doing on the distribution layer to
switches.
to reduce the overhead on the core switches.
Yes, yes. And access layer is only for the L2 purpose.
Yeah. So
Okay.
suppose that if is there any SBI is going to create on the distribution layer, we are not going to create the same SBI on the core.
No. It's
Not required,
IP
right? It is
IP
only
conflict will be there.
IP conflict. Yeah.
Yes,
I
that is
agree.
not possible in the real environment or in the
Right,
GNS
right.
also. Okay, that is not
Yes,
recommended.
yes.
Okay, thank you, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, now your architecture part is finished. Guys, let me explain something about the WLC part. Then I will close this class because I am not feeling well since Friday. I am suffering from fever. Okay,
Oh,
so
take care, take care.
yes, it's not able to talk much more. Let me introduce something about the WLC part next 10 to 15 minutes. Before going to that, Karthik, it's clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, guys. WLC. Anyone here working on the wireless environment? Because LAN environment and your wireless environment. It's completely different, guys. Completely different, guys. We cannot compare to each other. Okay, only the routing part, only the SVI creation, giving the IP, these things you can compare. Okay, but wireless part is completely different. So anyone work on the wireless part?
Yeah,
No.
I had already worked, but
Okay.
there is some documentation and I follow that and configure the WLC. So
Which
I work
WLC?
already. Yeah, 9800. Cisco
Okay.
9800.
Yes. Right now, guys, we'll use only the 9800 controller.
There is a one difference I saw that there is the Cisco 5500 WLC as
That is
well.
outdated AROS.
Yeah, that is outdated, but in the some organization is still they are using. Maybe they are in plan to replace it with the 9800. But I opened that WLC and saw that we can configure the DHCP helper address on the 5500. But in the 9800, there is no provision to write that helper address on the WLC. We need to log in into the CLI based command and we can edit. That I feel.
For the IP helper address, I'm not getting you. Why you need the IP helper address?
Suppose that, I'm just telling you. Suppose that if any core switches or maybe any distribution layer switches, we are going to configure the SBI. Okay, on that SBI, we are going to configure the DHCP helper address, and that is the gateway and directly going to connect to the WLC, right? So WLC, from that WLC, there is a multiple AP devices is connected with the infrastructure, right?
Yes,
so they are getting
AP.
the multiple AP, right? So they are getting the helper address, means they are getting the IP address from their WLC. Whatever the helper address we are going to configure, they are getting that IP address dynamically to that IP, right? And their gateway is our SBI, means that is the distribution layer switch where we are going to configure the SBI. Okay. And after that, it is going to WAN part and it is going to advertise.
Whatever you told, that is already you told me this local part. Means your access. Yes. Your access point and AP are in the same site. You are using the same IP. Okay. And access point IP data belongs to the 9800 subnet. Means 9800 controller subnet. But this type of things you will get in rare case. Okay. Why? Because we are using generally we are working in the big organization, they have the centralized WLC. What is centralized WLC? Let me explain this part. Okay, guys, try to understand. Suppose I have a site in Mumbai. Okay, this is my Mumbai site. How many users I have? 100 users. You can imagine it's 50 users. Mumbai site. I have a site in Noida. 50 users. And Hyderabad. 50 users. and I have a central site. Maybe that is in Singapore, APAC region. There maybe we have 300, 400 users. So Sanjay, whatever the technology you told me local, on this condition, is it possible for every site I will buy a 9800?
No, in that case, we need to create the centralized WLC.
Yes, generally we will do this. 9800, okay. Here 9800, here 9800, here 9800, it's not possible, okay. And
Yep.
here we have the 9800 controller. What I will tell, whatever the access point are connected on this site, I'm just giving 2 AP. We have multiple AP. What I need to tell, guys, please go to your Singapore controller only. Suppose I have another site that is in the Dallas. There is also a controller is there. These are my APAC site. And this controller is for my AMAS region, US region. Okay. This is more by for the Asia Pacific region. So this Mumbai, Noida, and Hyderabad should go to the Singapore controller only, not to the Dallas controller only. So on that condition, Sanjay, what we need to use, we can play with my option 43.
Yeah, we need to create the scope on the DHCP server. 43
Yes.
and 60 something, right?
Option 43 will be enough.
Okay.
For the access point to communicate with the controller, okay, through the CAPWAP, it's enough. Option 43.
Okay.
So
that option we need to create on the centralized WLC, right?
no, I will come to this part.
DHCP server. DHCP server for the get the leases
yes,
information.
Yes, lease information, DHCP server.
Lease info. Yes, I got it.
So I want someone should tell what is the option 43. Anyone can tell? I need a clear understanding about the option 43. Already I told this part. So can anyone tell me what is the option 43?
It's the vendor specific option.
Vendor specific option, but what is the benefit of this option 43? On which time we need to use the option 43?
If we are using the two WLC controllers, so this option will tell the AP that AP need to be connected to which WLC out of two. So based on the information that AP will receive from the DHCP under the 43.
Okay, very good, excellent. It's not only this 2 WLC or 3 WLC. Suppose I want to send any, suppose I have the 1 WLC only, okay? And I have a lot of access point. Manually, if you want, you have the command capwap IP, and you put the here what is the access point IP address you can put. Then here controller IP you can put. To this capwap tunnel will be created and it will go. But for an example, I have 100 access point. I have 200 access point. I have 300 access point. And some are in Mumbai, some are in Noida, and some are in Hyderabad. It's not possible for me to go to Mumbai, then take the console of the access point, send the access point to the WLC. Then again, I will go to Noida. Then I will go to the Hyderabad. It's not possible for me. Okay. As a network engineer. So what I need to do, I have one option 43. What is the option 43? It is the hexadecimal format. Hexadecimal format of my WLC IP. Okay. Suppose my WLC IP is 192.168.1.1. It will convert for the option 43. It will convert this IP to the hexadecimal format. And suppose you are using the Cisco, Cisco, you have the F104, which is the standard, and F108. If you are using the as a controller, two controller, okay, that will be starting for the F104, F108, then the hexadecimal of this WLC IP. Once access point, then what we need to do? Then access point, suppose access point subnet is this one, 10.1.1.0/24 for the Mumbai site. For the Noida site, it's 20.2.2.0/24. In the Hyderabad site, it is 30.3.3.0/24. Okay. So what you need to do whenever you will configure your DSCP, maybe in the IPAM you are using, or you are using the info, generally you are using the info, or suppose a basic Windows server you are using for the DSCP. So what you need to do for this subnet, there is a option that the vendor encapsulation, there is a option that is the option 43. For that subnet, you need to put what is my WLC hexadecimal format on this subnet IP. So once my access point will get the IP, suppose 10.1.1.1, and it will see that my controller IP hexadecimal address is this one. So I will form a cap of tunnel from here to here. What is cap of tunnel? I will come to this part. I am just giving an overview of the WLC. So 10.1.1.1, what a directly it will go? It will form a tunnel from here to here. Means this IP, not this IP, this IP. It will directly go here to here, and this access point will come to this controller. Once it will come to the controller, it will start to download the image. Once it will download the image, then one time it will reboot. Then it will commence the registered. Means whatever is the controller OS, iOS, that iOS will be here on the access point. Access point will get the download, will download the iOS from the controller only. This is the basic working scenario of the WLC. How it work, what is the cap web tunnel, why we need the cap web tunnel, from where you will find the option 43, everything I will show you in the next class when I will start the WLC part. So guys, any doubt till now?
सर इसको थोड़ा और समझाइए समझाइए ना, ये मुंबई नोएडा और हैदराबाद वाला एपी सेंट्रल कंट्रोलर से कैसे कनेक्ट हो रहा है?
ओके, ठीक है. Any other person, any doubt?
Sir, I have the one doubt that instead of the IP address of the WLC, we are sending the hexadecimal value to the AP, right, sir?
Yes.
So is there a specific reason for that, sir?
That is the, yes, that is mandatory. For the option 43 part, this is mandatory. You need to put the hexadecimal format only.
Okay, sir.
From this site, you will get this one. Something semi करके कुछ site है, वहां से मिल जाए.
Option 43 I have seen in the DSCP, sir. So only thing that why we are not using the IP address. So IP we cannot define there.
No. Option 43, that will be the suppose controller IP I am trying to put 192.168.1.1. You can see this is the common F10 for Cisco. This is the hexadecimal of my IP address. This you need to put on the vendor encapsulation. Option 43.
So this hexadecimal we need to write in the DSCP server, right?
Yes, let me show you. I have one document for
Yeah,
that.
we need to see the architecture, the connectivity architecture.
I have one diagram. Sorry, one. How will write? Let me try to find, guys. If I have
So I
that
have
one.
to put the full string, or we have to leave the first four, the F01.
No, that is by default. When you will put this as the wireless controller, type it Cisco,
Okay.
it will automatically, you need to put completely. F104 is by default. Okay. Let me try to show you how it will be actually we can put if I have that one. You can see, guys, custom DSCP option. Here you will get vendor encapsulation in the DSCP. This is the input box, and here you will see.
Hello.
Hello, yes, tell me.
Yeah, this is Ramesh. Yeah, I have one doubt. For example, option 43, we need to configuration in centralized device, right?
Not only centralized, in the local also, if you don't have the same subnet, okay, and if you have different subnet IP address, what you will do directly on the DSCP server. This is my DSCP server. You can see, this is my DSCP server. Okay, Infrabox. This is my DSCP server. Once I will create the pool here, you can see, this is my complete subnet I have created. Okay, and this is under the DSCP scope. Up to this one, any access point will get the IP from this green symbol only, from the DSCP. And there you will get an option of the custom DSCP option. In custom DSCP option, there is an option that is known as the vendor encapsulation. That is the option 43. So what we will do, suppose my access point is on this range. Okay. And suppose, and I am getting the IP. This is AP.
Okay.
I am getting one IP, starting IP, suppose I am getting. Now, what you will see, my access point will see from this subnet, who is my vendor encapsulation, who is my option 43. This is known as the option 43 or vendor encapsulation. Okay.
Okay.
And
so now
here,
now we have to give that IP address in option.
No IP address. No IP address. It's the hexadecimal format.
Hexadecimal format. I mean, we have to convert and copy and paste it here.
Yes, yes. You don't need to do. For that, you can use this site. You can, this site, CMINET you are using.
Okay, you can share that over the here. Then one more. Show me the topology before you teach it, right?
Which topology?
I mean, notepad.
Okay, notepad. I think it was deleted.
Oh.
Okay, no problem. I need to
undo.
make.
You can
yes.
undo.
No,
undo,
still
right?
it's completely. It is.
Okay. For example, you created three. One is one is Hyderabad, one is Noida, one is Delhi something.
Okay.
Okay. This all is connected into Singapore.
Hyderabad, Noida, and
Hyderabad.
suppose Bangalore. Okay.
Okay.
And these are connected to the Singapore. My APAC region.
Your APAC region. That is the Singapore. Singapore is the WLC controller. Centralized.
Centralized control. Yes.
Okay. For example, if suddenly the Singapore WLC totally isolated, is it possible to access Hyderabad, Noida, Bangalore?
If you have
that
only
user.
one WLC, no, if you have one WLC, okay, and WLC is completely down, so my completely wireless will be down.
Is there any redundancy path?
Yes. You should have the HI
one
here.
more thing, one more thing, Manas. I got to know that there is some leases information. Suppose that if there is a WLC and AP device is disconnected, but still they have the leases information. I think there is some option to create some days for the lease expired, right? When the lease will expire, when the lease is expired, then this AP is send the request to the WLC to assign the new IP, right?
That is the DSCP lease. Let me show you. Here you can see.
Yeah.
That is the DSCP lease. You can see that is the lease time.
Lease time, yeah.
Yes.
So suppose that if someone is defined the 10 days, right? After that, the connectivity is formed between the WLC and AP, right? For any reason, if WLC is going to isolate with the AP, but still AP is providing the services to the end user because of they are getting the IP. Because when the leases will expire, then again they will request to the WLC to provide me the new IP. That I know that because this type of outage I faced earlier in our environment. Because what is happened, we are going to migrate the DSCP server, and during the DSCP server, we are don't know that the local site have the WLC. So suppose that here in this case, we are using the Singapore as a WLC, and behind that there is the one switch is there, right? In that switch, there is the gateway of that WLC, means it is going to take the helper address from that switch, and it is sending the leases information, or maybe you can say the IP address information to the AP that is going to connect. Once the leases is expired on the WLC, again that AP is sending the request to the specific WLC in which earlier they are connected. But in the behind where we are creating the SBI address, that is the gateway, the helper address is changed because of the migration of the DHCP server. You got it, my point?
I got your point. Okay.
Yeah. So they are
yes.
not getting the any leases information from a specific gateway, and they are not getting the any helper address on the specific WLC to provide the leases information to the AP.
No, I got your point, but leases information is a different thing. I am explaining about the option 43. That is a complete different thing. Option 43 is quite different from the list time.
Okay, okay.
It
So
is
option
not,
43, I think it is going to convert the IP address in the hexa format that
this
you
is the
said, right?
WLC IP address, WLC your production IP address to the
Correct.
hex format, hexadecimal
Okay.
format. That you
Okay.
need to put it here. And for which you will put it here? Let me show you. For the subnet. Which subnet? From which AP will get the IP. This is the concept of the centralized WLC. Suppose 10.1.1.1.0/24. This is my access point subnet.
Okay.
Whatever the subnet will provide this IP to the access point, they will connect to the Singapore WLC only, not the Dallas. Okay. So
Yeah, so
for
we are
these,
using the bigger subnet, right? We are using the bigger subnet to convert into the hexadecimal.
No. Hexadecimal means option 43 is the hexadecimal of the WLC IP. Suppose my WLC IP is the 192.168.1.1. We need to convert into the hexadecimal.
Okay. Means the WLC IP is converting to the hexadecimal.
Yes,
Okay.
you can see. This is my WLC IP. I will convert this to the, this is the option 43.
This is the management IP you are talking, or?
No, we will do the production.
Okay.
Production, because in the management IP we are different and the production IP is different in the WLC. Okay. Then what it will do, let me explain you again. Suppose I have put the 10.1.1.0/24. Okay. Now my first access point, just giving you one example. Getting the IP, suppose this one, first IP, okay. My access point IP. What it will do? It will check from this subnet. I am getting this subnet from 10.1.1.0/24 only. For this, I have the vendor network observation, means option 43. Up, this is the my Singapore APAC WLC. APAC WLC hexadecimal IP address. So it will go to the APAC WLC only, Singapore. Suppose I will put it here in that, that is known as the Dallas WLC, my AMAS. So it will go to the Dallas only, but this is far away. So there will be drop. You got my point? What is the use of the option 43?
We are going to convert the block of subnet, right, into the hexa format? Or only the specific IP, suppose
Only
that
the
dot one,
specific IP.
see, .0 and .1.
No.
There is some little bit confusion here.
No. Don't confuse about the access point IP and WLC IP. My WLC IP will be 192.
WLC IP means we are going to create under the VLAN, right? The SBI you were saying.
Yes. Management,
VLAN
one
IP.
management you can create, and one VLAN you can create.
VLAN
that
I
is,
need.
yes. VLAN you can create, VLAN 10 support, that is not the production.
Okay. So you are talking about to convert this VLAN IP into the hexadecimal form.
Yes, hexadecimal. Now my access point subnet will be different.
Got it.
Got it? Okay. Karthik?
Manas.
Yes.
Manas, going forward, you will show, right? I mean, how to this copy and paste it. I mean, we WLC configuration, everything, right?
WLC complete configuration, guys, it's not here. Okay. The complete configuration is not here. You can see the syllabus. Whatever is, I can show you. Like how to configure the flex, how to configure the policy, how to configure the local mode, flex mode, everything I will show you. But
yeah, now you explained, right, like hexadecimal something.
This is for the info box. This is for the DSCP. DSCP we cannot configure, but I can let you know. Okay. And if any doubt, just go through this once again and you can let me know.
Yeah.
Because okay, this part we cannot do the lab. We don't have the info box. Okay. So,
Okay. Okay, because my question, I forgot my question.
Tell me.
I forgot.
Okay, no problem. On the next class you can ask. No problem. It's not an issue.
Okay. Where I should get this documentation, everything?
I will provide, guys. It's just the starting. Okay.
Okay.
I will provide. No worry about that part. And Karthik, आप कुछ पूछ रहे थे, बताइए।
सर मैं पूछ रहा था कि आपका रिमोट लोकेशन का एपी आपका सेंटर डब्ल्यूएलसी के साथ कैसे कनेक्ट हो रहा है, मतलब वो कोई राउटर के थ्रू या पोर्ट फॉरवर्डिंग के थ्रू कैसे कनेक्ट
नहीं, ये देखो, ये आपका सेंट्रल डब्ल्यूएलसी है, ठीक है। सपोज ये आपका सिंगापुर में है, ठीक है ना। वन एग्जांपल मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ। अगर यहाँ पे मेरा एक रिमोट साइट है, सपोज मैं नोएडा में बैठा हूँ, ठीक है। नोएडा में एक साइट चल रहा है मेरा 50 यूजर्स का। वहां पे मेरे पास 2 एक्सेस पॉइंट पड़ी है। सपोज दिस वन इज माई 9120 आईपी एंड ये मेरा 9800 एक्सेस पॉइंट पड़ी है यहाँ पे, सॉरी 9800 कंट्रोलर पड़ी है यहाँ पे। देखो, आपके पास एक ऑप्शन भी है। अगर आप एक्सेस पॉइंट का डायरेक्ट लॉगिन करोगे ना, बाय डिफॉल्ट इसका पासवर्ड आइदर एडमिन और सिस्को कुछ होता है, सिस्को का, ठीक है। आइदर आप इसका लॉगिन करोगे, इसके लिए कमांड होती है कैपवेप एपी IP address of the access point, then direct IP address of the WLC you can put management the production IP address 192.168.1.1. In this condition, you don't need to put the hexadecimal format, the option 43. But suppose here 2AP I can do it, take the console and I can do it. Suppose I have 50 access point. Is it a feasible solution for me? मेरे से पॉसिबल है क्या 50 एक्सेस पॉइंट, 100 एक्सेस पॉइंट, 200 एक्सेस पॉइंट को?
मैनुअली कॉन्फ़िगर, नो।
सो मैनुअल थ्रू द DHCP मुझे कार्तिक कुछ कॉन्फ़िगर करना है। कैसे कॉन्फ़िगर करना है? सपोज यहाँ पे मेरा इस साइट में 10 एक्सेस पॉइंट है यार, 50 एक्सेस पॉइंट, कुछ भी एक्सेस पॉइंट है, 10.1.1.0/24 का आपने दे दिया, ठीक है। इसी सबनेट से ही आपको WLC का IP पूरा अलग है, सेंट्रलाइज्ड है। इसी सबनेट से ही आपकी जितना भी एक्सेस पॉइंट इस साइट में कनेक्टेड है उसको IP मिलेगा। सपोज एक्सेस पॉइंट 1 गेट द IP ऑफ द 10.1.1.1, ठीक है। अब एक्सेस पॉइंट क्या चेक करेगा भाई? एक्सेस पॉइंट जाएगा अपना सबनेट के पास, किस सबनेट से उसको मिला है, ठीक है। एंड उस सबनेट से मेरे पास एक ऑप्शन होती है, देखो कार्तिक यहाँ पे, ये देखो, ये जो वेंडर एनकैप्सुलेशन है ना, ऑप्शन 43, यहाँ पे आपको क्या?
I think Manas, Karthik question is something different if I am not wrong. He is asking about the underlay. How the underlay is going to connect with the WLC and the remote AP.
That is, Karthik, you are asking about the underlay means routing part?
हाँ, मैं पूछ रहा था कि नोएडा वाला ये सेंटर सिंगापुर से कैसे कनेक्ट हो रहा है?
कैसे कनेक्ट होगा? यस,
वो तो आपके ISP के थ्रू, आपके पास SD1 होगा, आपके पास SD1 में राउटिंग पड़ी होगी, अंडर लेवल होगी, ये तो आपके ISP के पास जाके वो तो दोनों साइड ये कम्युनिकेट करेगा। ये तो राउटिंग पार्ट हो गया। ये तो ISP के
राउटिंग का थ्रू ही जाएगा, यही पूछ रहा
हाँ, राउटिंग का थ्रू कम्युनिकेशन होगा, रीचेबिलिटी जो होगा राउटिंग के थ्रू होगा। बट जो एक्सेस पॉइंट लेचिंग प्रोसेस जो होती है, ये होगा आपकी यस ऑप्शन 43 की प्रोसेस। वो तो राउटिंग होगा। हर चीज की कम्युनिकेशन के लिए आपको तो राउटिंग चाहिए ही चाहिए।
हाँ, वही पूछ रहा था। और सर अभी तो ये आपका क्लाउड वाला एपी आ रहा है, वो कैसे काम करता है?
क्लाउड वाला WLC आ रहा है, ठीक है, ये देखो,
एपी डायरेक्ट एपी में ही वो सब कुछ होता है
वो
क्लाउड
मिराकी
में।
वाला बोल रहे हो आप?
हाँ,
मिराकी वाला बोल रहे हो?
मिराकी नहीं, हम एक नेट गियर का देखा था कि उसमें
नेट गियर का, हाँ,
नेट गियर का उसमें तो एक ही चीज हुआ ना, मतलब सिस्को में वैसा कुछ है क्या, क्लाउड बेस्ड वाला एपी?
सिस्को में क्लाउड बेस का हम वो कंट्रोलर यूज करते हैं, ठीक है, बट नॉट बेनिफिट, ठीक है। हमेशा ऑन प्रेमिसेस की डिवाइस सबसे सही होती है, ठीक है। क्लाउड के भी मैं बता दूंगा, क्लाउड में आप डाल सकते हो एंड वर्चुअल WLC भी यूज कर सकते हो, बट दैट इज नॉट रिकमेंडेड दी वर्चुअल WLC। आपको ऑन प्रेम डिवाइस सही है, ठीक है। वो मैं बता दूंगा नेक्स्ट क्लास में। बाकी गाइस, एनीवन एनी अदर डाउट और I can close this class. Not feeling well today.
Sir?
Yes.
Sorry for that. I'm You just said, right, sir, cap if we have single
Fine, sir.
access point.
No problem. Okay, tell me.
If we are having single access point, we can define that IP address of the WLC over there, right, sir? Hello.
KPOP IP, that is
Yes,
the
sir.
manual configuration.
Yes, yes. Over that, how could we, should we have any tunnel or any
KPOP.
connectivity between that WLC and that
That is known as
that site, right?
no, WLC and that site will be reachability through your routing process only.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's
yes,
what I'm trying
that is the routing. But AP and WLC will be go through the tunnel, KPOP tunnel. How that will work, I will go in the next class.
Okay. And one more thing for that, you just putting that IP address of private IP address in that site. I'm just getting that information of exact decimal. How does it calculate that private IP address to that exact decimal format of that? You're just putting that IP address, sir, 192.168.1.1, okay, on that site, okay?
Yes.
So, how did, for an example, if you put 10.10.10.1 IP address of the WLC, how did just fetching that information on that site?
10.10.10.1 you are telling?
Yeah, for an example, I'm saying. How does it? I mean,
it's, the binary to in the CCNA, binary to decimal, binary to hexadecimal.
Yeah, I can. For
yes, that is the process. 10. You can just remove this one F104, that is the common, and just go home and practice this one 10.10.1. Just try to retrieve the hexadecimal format. You will get this one only. Remove this one. So this is standard.
We have to use this hexadecimal format on the DHCP server.
Yes.
Okay. So is there anything else we have to configure the WLC side also for that access point? We have to configure for
WLC access point will not configure. We need to configure the management IP as the production IP only on the WLC. And then the DSCP, we need to create the subset 43, and your AP and WLC should have the reachability.
I think the WLC itself, it has a tunnel configuration, I think so, right, sir? For that access.
That is tunnel for the anchor part.
Okay.
That is for the, this is, I'm just telling you on your course, only front controller is there. Not anchor controller is there. Front and anchor, they will connect to the tunnel.
Yeah, sir. Okay.
Okay, that is a different, that is not here.
One more thing, before concluding the class, I just want to ask you only one thing. I want to know a few things about the Cisco because I've been working on Aruba side. Okay. So I just want to know what Cisco thinks about. For example, I'm just going to upgrade the firmware version for any router or OS or any access point. I want to know what is the actual stable version existing for that router or switch, and how do I get that firmware version in the site? And what is the minimum version to be exist in the firmware version for that targeted version? So these things I want to know, sir.
Okay, I will let you know that. But actually, we need to go to the Cisco on that time, and you need to check where the yellow mark is there. Generally, we are taking the yellow mark. That is the standard version for the Cisco. It is the stable. I will let you know on the next class. Just remind me. I can let you know.
I'll remind you, sir. Before I just want to know for this thing.
Okay. And right now, the 9800, I think their Cisco is recommending 17.12 and 6. Recently, I have upgraded this one. So 17.12.6. 17.12.3, they are getting some bugs, so they have asked to upgrade into the 17.12.6.
Before I'm trying to upgrade the firmware version to my client, it's a fresh installation. Okay, I'm trying to having a challenges as to get an information of that. What is the stable version of that switch?
Okay. I will let you know. It's Cisco switch.
Yeah, Cisco switch only.
Okay, you can let me know the switch model. We will try to find. Okay.
Yeah, you can take it your model also, sir. Any example?
Okay. I will show you then. Okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, see you guys. So guys, any other doubt or we are good to close?
Thank you, Manas. Thanks. Have a good day. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.